Live breaking news, Nez Nation. Donald Trump releases breaking news while on the Flagrant podcast hosted by Andrew Schultz. Now, you might not know anything about that. It just amazes me that Trump is just doing, podcast after podcast. Lex Friedman, Flagrant. He's doing so many interviews, shows. He did a radio show, which I just posted today, earlier in my local Los Angeles radio affiliate. Oh my God, it was amazing if you haven't seen that. And he breaks news about the assassination attempts on him. You have to watch this clip very closely. Forget about who the people are. Forget if you don't know who these comedians in this podcast is. It's irrelevant. Just watch this and then come on back.
But here we are.
Who do you think tried to take you out?
So I'm going to give you some big breaking news, right?
Love that.
Here's the breaking. So you have this shooter and you have another shooter, right? So this shooter had 3 or so cell phones. The FBI's never gotten them opened.
Wow.
The other shooter, 3 apps, they call them, and I believe they were foreign-based apps, from what I understand.
Oh, wow.
They haven't opened them, and they're foreign-based. And you hear all about Iran, because I was rough with Iran, but I want to see Iran do great. I want to see Iran do great.
Yeah.
But I want to stop all the killing and all this. And I was rough on Iran, and they supposedly have a hit on me. In fact, I think it takes great courage for you people to be interviewing me, because it could be now,
Yeah. Well, we didn't know that before we got in here.
No, if you would have known that, you might not have done this.
Yeah, exactly.
In fact, this is a good way of me getting the interview to be short. Exactly. All of a sudden, he's going to say, okay, that's it. Thank you very much, ladies and gentlemen.
Go see my daughter.
Yeah. They have 3 apps, and foreign-based, 2 of them, maybe 3 of them are foreign-based. They haven't opened them yet. Why wouldn't you open them when you hear about Iran or when you hear about, foreign? Then the other one had 6 cell phones, and they haven't opened. Now, it's very hard to open a cell phone. Only Apple can do it in theory. So I sort of hate answering it, because I don't want to give any false identities. I don't want to do anything having to do with creating something that isn't there. You would look at Iran. Iran has an open threat out for me, and that's bad. And Biden, if he were a real president, if he were the kind of guy he should be, should say, if anybody shoots a former president who's now the leading candidate, even though he's leading against Democrats, we will bomb that country into oblivion. And it would stop. And that's been said before with some people. There have been people, I won't go into it, but there have been people that have been threatened in another party even. In the same party, it makes sense and probably happens pretty quickly. But in another party, it's hard for them to
cross the line.
To want to protect me, but it shouldn't be hard. Other people have protected other people. And what you have to inform those people is, if they do it, the country will be blown to smithereens. The entire country will be blown to smithereens. And those threats go away, because that's a really bad threat for a country. Forget about me. I'm an individual. But I represent something very important. That's a really terrible threat.
Wow. Initial thoughts. I really, really would love to hear from you, and I can't wait to read your comments. My assessment of this is, besides the shock that they haven't opened the phones, why hasn't the FBI, why hasn't the investigative parties and authorities involved? It could be more. It could be the CIA, it could be the NSA, it could be the Secret Service. We still haven't heard from Director Rowe and their conclusive report on what exactly happened, why, what were the stipulations, parameters, what were the breaches of duty, obligation, whatever, what have you. I don't know what the correct terminology is, but the fact that we still haven't heard from that report, this is so alarming, my fellow Americans. You had Thomas Crooks, the Butler, Pennsylvania, July 13th attempted assassin, who was known to have, I think, multiple bank accounts overseas, crypto accounts which are encrypted and private and decentralized, multiple cell phones. The way and methodology, kudos to Senator Hawley for his in-depth underground investigative reporting. It seems crazy to say that a senator who essentially is working alone, getting no cooperation, is trying to look into this deeply, and not the president, not the administration, not the authorities involved, not the agencies that are supposed to protect Trump. But no, Senator Hawley is really just by himself, not getting any help. And he's being told by multiple whistleblowers of, this is bigger than just incompetence. This is bigger than just negligence. So that's super, super alarming. And then Trump breaking this news saying that they haven't even opened the phones. Yes, Apple or whoever, the manufacturer, Apple, I have an iPhone. I'm sure you have an iPhone too. Most of you guys do too. Yeah, they can't open it unless they get some kind of emergency authority. But this is an assassination attempt on a president. And then you can almost feel the hurt in his voice, in Trump's voice. God, he's just so amazing when he says, you know, how can you, I know you don't like me. I know you hate me. I know we're opponents and we're in a very, very heated, gritty battle, but I represent America, and you're letting a country threaten me openly without doing anything about it. He's been suntanning and sunbathing on the beaches of Virginia, Delaware, Massachusetts, wherever, while the country's in crisis, while the globe is in crisis. Never mind all the FEMA hurricane disaster preparedness and egregious response, but just the fact that the entire world is literally in bedlam, and this guy's out there getting a tan. Then you've got Kamala drinking beers with Stephen Colbert, while North Carolinians, Floridians are going through the worst nightmare imaginable for any American. Literally, their homes are floating away from them, and she's cheering Stephen Colbert. She's going on a sex podcast, like Call Her Daddy, while Americans are suffering. Why haven't we heard about what's happened here? He just did a historic rally, which we were live back in Butler, but this should alarm everybody. I don't care if you're a Hippocrat, a Democrat, an independent, a libertarian, Republican. This is an American issue. You have 2 assassination attempts on a president of the United States of America. And we literally, it's been months since the first one, not that long ago, the second one. I mean, it's crazy that I'm even uttering these words. 2, not 1, 2 failed assassination attempts by the hand of God. I truly believe it was providence. Why didn't you open the phones? Why haven't you let the American public know? You do realize that over 50%, probably closer to 52 or 53%, out of the 330 million Americans. So we're looking at about 120 or so, give or take, million Americans who are literally, I'm included in that group, are literally having complete stress and anxiety attacks every single time. And he's doing rally after rally, appearance after appearance, interview after interview, unlike your candidate, Kamala, who hides underneath the table anytime a real interview comes her way. We're facing severe PTSD. I was extremely nervous about the second Butler appearance. Thank God nothing happened. You have half the country worried, concerned, stressed out of their minds, and you've given them zero solace. This is your responsibility, Joe Biden, Kamala Harris, FBI, CIA, Secret Service. This is your responsibility, DOJ. Why have we not gotten any answers? And for the love of everything holy, what the hell are you guys doing not opening the phones? All the evidence that Senator Hawley has put forward, that the whistleblowers have put forward, that I've done my own due diligence, researching methodically, every piece of evidence points toward this is bigger than just 2 deranged lunatics. This is bigger than just negligence or gross incompetence. I'll admit there's gross incompetence. There's definitely negligence, but this is an organized, strategic incompetence, so poorly orchestrated that it seems almost impossible to refute that there was some kind of conspiratorial foul play. And beyond me talking about this, beyond me sharing this video, you think the mainstream media is going to talk about this at all? The lamestream media, CBS, CNN? Remember when Tombstone Biden, vegetable in chief, said we need to tone down and lower the temperature. How long did that last? Hillary Clinton, how many times have you seen clips on X that I've shared with you, other people have shared with you, of Hillary Clinton in the past 8 weeks or so say, we need to pound even harder. We need to even go stronger. He is not only a threat to democracy, he will end our country. He is the biggest danger. All this BS, Howard Stern, all these celebrities, Clooney. You just had Bruce Springsteen, somebody who I considered a hero of mine, somebody who was the blue-collar troubadour, put out a video demonstrating how out of touch, how out of his depth is. Old age is not becoming on him. It's not a good look, Bruce. You're showing your age. You're showing how out of touch with reality you are. You have the boss literally saying in his video, he is the biggest threat to democracy he's ever seen. Ever seen. I'd be remiss and I'd be lying if I didn't say I was super concerned and super scared, and I share with your stress. I share with your distress. The only thing that I can say is we need to come out in droves. You need to vote like your life depends on it, because it does. You need to drag everybody you know on your block, in your community, in your home, on your street, in your town, in your city. You need to grab your sisters, brothers, boyfriends, uncles, cousins, grandfather, sitting on the lawn, pet aardvark, and drag them by the collar to the voting booth, to the ballot box, because it can't just be too big to rig. It needs to be impossible to rig. And the rest I leave in God's hands. I truly believe God saved President Trump on that day of infamy, July 13th. I truly believe that with every fiber of my being, and I thank you, God, every single day. Thank you so much, God. Thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you for your blessings. And just keep praying. Vote and pray, because that is the only hope our country has. I throw this off to you. I can't wait to read your comments. Let me know down below what you think. Please tap that thumbs up if you love our country, because it helps us reach more people. Check out these videos coming up on the screen right here. Subscribe and follow. Tap that picture of my face right there if you haven't already. It's free. Sign up for our free newsletter in the pinned comment, show notes, and description. And as always, may God bless you, and may God bless America. I'll see you soon.